Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
All right. So if I have a favorite episode of the year, I think Martin has the least favorite episode of the year.
First of the year.
So it's January.
I'm hungover.
They know what January means.
What?
January means dry month time, which I think is
For some.
Yeah, for some, not for us. But in honor of that, we will still recognize contributions of breweries to low alcohol to no alcohol beers.
Yes, we will help you to stay sober today.
Exactly. So it used to be that the non-alcoholic beer market was pretty sad. They were really malty, flavorless, like representations of like a pilsner or a lager or whatever. Quite unexciting. But every year the game gets a little better, and breweries are trying more and more stuff to try to capture that non-alcoholic market, especially since younger people are not embracing the beer market in the way they used to. A lot of people are going to bars, looking for non-alcoholic beers as an offering, and mocktails have become really, really, in fact, in the U.S., they have whole bars that are dedicated to only selling mocktails. I don't get it. I don't understand why I want to pay $10 for overpriced fruit juice, but, whatever. That's on them. But so, Sweden, you can't drink and drive is very important. And non-alcohol beer market, I think, here is particularly strong, as you have various levels of alcohol under 3.5, 3.2%.
3.5 is the maximum.
3.5
in the grocery store.
Right. And what's so interesting is, like, many Swedes will be like, I can't have a 3.5% beer because that will put me over the legal limit, which is kind of crazy because that's like nothing. I mean, that wouldn't be enough to really impair you if you had one of those in an hour.
No, but they don't want to get stuck in a police control and blow into their...
Exactly. It's better safe than sorry. So what a lot of people do, is...
We have beer all over the table.
Yes. What a lot of people do is they look for the non-alcoholic alternative. And Mikkeller has really embraced this.
Keep talking.
Thank you. Has embraced this trend. And they have a series of non-alcoholic beers. Drinking in the Sun is probably their most popular version, but they have a new one out now called Easy Peasy, which is a non-alcoholic pilsner. And of course, all of these come in at 0.5%. So, I mean, as low ABV as they possibly can get. So that's going to be the overriding theme here. And all of them will be 0.5%. So we don't need to go on about that.
I'm back.
I think this one is new this year. I have never seen it before. And when I went to the grocery store, they had a bunch of them. So if I'm guessing, this just came out not long ago.
So Easy Peasy Pilsner, was it 0.5?
They're all 0.5. Yeah.
That's right.
Cheers.
It smells like malt water.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just tastes like wort.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like just like they boiled
some malts,
some malts with some sugars, and they drained it, and it's just that.
There's no yeast involved here.
There's literally absolutely no yeast involved in this. Although the carbonation is kind of nice. It's sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you've ever hung out with a brewer and you've been a part of a brewing process, or if you've ever home brewed,
this is it. Yeah.
This is what this smells like. It's what it tastes like. It literally tastes like the first part of the brewing process where you're just boiling the grains, and then you drain the liquid off and you run it through some filters to kind of get all the sediments out, and that's it.
Yeah. I'm not a fan.
This is a hard drink for me. I have to agree with you there. The aftertaste is not particularly pleasing. It's kind of sweet and sugary. The upfront is just raw port. I'm gonna give them 2.
1 under 5 for me. This is my least favorite style of non-alcoholic beer is like the lager pilsner.
The lager pilsner is just the worst trash, but we had to have one.
Yeah,
And this one, like I said, was new, so that why not give this one a shot? Next up, we have something from Sierra Nevada, American brewery. They do a pretty good IPA. I think we've enjoyed them in the past. And this one's called Trail Pass IPA.
Trail Pass IPA, and there's a big orange sticker on one frosted. But let's try it first. It smells hoppy. It's like, but it also smells like the previous beer.
No, I think this has a bit of a hoppiness to it, and I like the head on top is kind of nice. So I would say that is, if you were just to hand this to me and I didn't know what it was, upon the first smell, I would think maybe a pale ale.
Yeah, but it's already better than the previous one. Cheers.
So it's a little bitter. There's some citrus notes. There's a more complexity to this. There's a little more body. And I will say that's really the downfall of a lot of non-alcoholic beers is they just have no body. They just taste like a lot of flavored water.
Exactly.
I would say, hands down, this might be one of the best non-alcoholic beers I've had because this that electrical tape. They just
it's some kind of orange electrical tape. Interesting. So what they've covered is a symbol of a can that says NA, non-alcoholic, and the text that says contains less than 0.5% alcohol by volume. I don't think you're allowed to say that in Sweden because 0.5 is like this sacred limit. Like you name this beer, it is impossible for it to be lower than 0.5. Yep. We have to say that it contains something, otherwise it would be soda. So that is what they've covered.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I think this is quite good. I'm actually quite surprised at how drinkable this is. It probably easily hands down the best non-alcoholic IPA I've ever had because it actually tastes like an IPA.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, come on. You got to really grade these things on a curve. I mean, it's kind of like, if nobody gets better than a 60 on a test, then 60 becomes the A, right? So that's kind of what these are beers you grade on a curve. Because they're never going to be as good as a real thing. But I would say for a non-alcoholic IPA, I thought this was quite good.
Can I say my rating first?
Yes.
2.5.
I'm going to give this a 3.5.
Whoa. So high.
Again,
he's drunk. Yeah, he's drunk on 0.5% ABV.
You got to grade these things on a curve. You can't just grade them as is because they don't, if I was just grading them as a beer, of course, none of them are going to be good, but we're grading them in the segment of, it's kind of like a brown ale or a red IPA or, a red ale or something. They're not exciting styles. So you have to grade them within the segment of themselves, not in the greater beer pantheon.
Fair enough.
All right. So next up is Omnipollo.
This one can be
and this is a non-alcoholic pineapple sour. This is brewed by The Proof. And it has pineapple, orange, hops, yeast, and pineapple aromas. Wow. I read that in Swedish, and then right below it is in English. So I could have just skipped out. It comes in at 0.3%. So this is a lower ABV than the other ones.
But then Trail Pass had lower than 0.5.
Well, so the two beers that are coming in at a lower ABV. And this is 8. And this should be probably pretty good. But I think it's going to fall into you like, man, wouldn't this be better if it had some like vodka or tequila or something in it? I mean, it smells like orange pineapple juice. It smells amazing.
Yeah,
not going to lie.
But we've had 5% sours that tasted exactly like this.
Yes.
So smell-wise, this is a good beer.
Yeah. Well, that's exceptional. Honestly,
it's pineapple juice.
I could drink this all day long.
Yeah. Morning juice.
It is morning juice. And we've had mini beers with a lower 8 or like a 4.5% ABV that we've given pretty high.
That tastes exactly
like this. So the fact that it doesn't have alcohol in it, if I was kind of like trying to be like, I need something that's makes me think of alcohol, but doesn't have that. This is really a go-to, I think. This is a clear winner here. I am quite enjoying this. So what would you give this?
I'll give this a 375.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give it a 375 or somewhere in there. This is really, really good.
But this one makes me think of pineapple sours. Even 7% pineapple sours can taste like this.
Right.
So they managed to make it taste like something else. The previous beers, it's so obvious that they've missed the mark.
Well, I mean, okay, so the pilsners non-alcoholic pilsners are always going to taste horrible. They're never going to be good. They're never going to be able to capture the light, crisp, clean flavor of a pilsner. IPAs you just throw some hops at it, you can get a pretty close approximation.
Yep.
You know, I think sours are really a shortcut here because you can just really bomb it with fruit juice and maybe some lactose, and it tastes pretty close to almost any Mortalis or Omnipollo or, sour bomb on the market that you want to try.
Agreed.
And I think that they've done a great job here. So yeah, I'm right with you, 3.75, 4, somewhere in there. A lot of fun. And honestly, if you didn't tell me this is an alcoholic and just gave it to me blind, I would think this is probably like a 7% or something like that. I mean, it's really good. And now we have, this one's, I don't really know. This one kind of the most I'm looking forward to, but also the most trepidatious of.
Yes.
And this is also from Omnipollo. So Omnipollo has a Noah Pecan Stout, right? Very famous, kind of one of their flagship beers. And you can get it on the shelf in Sweden year round. And it's very exciting when people find it in the market on the other place. Well, this is their Noah Pecan Mud non-alcoholic beer. And it comes in at, oh, wow, that's really thick. I'm really shocked by that. And there's some good carbonation on this.
Before we hit record, Stefan asked me if I had this, and I said yes, but I have never rated it. It's a mystery. Me too. Did I rate something else? Did I rate the wrong thing?
It smells amazingly chocolatey.
Yeah.
It smells like chocolate pudding, chocolate milk somewhere in there. Wow, that's really encouraging. But yeah. Yeah, it's chocolate milk.
Yeah.
It's marshmallowy. The mouth feels a little thin.
Yes.
But
can't get away from that.
Still very rewarding. The aftertaste is really rich. A lot of dried cocoa. I mean, they did a really great job with this.
They did.
Kind of floored. I haven't really enjoyed the Noah in quite a while. It's not one of my favorite beers. I loved it when it first came out, but I don't think they've kept the quality up.
No, it can go into a little bit of artificial territory. This one does as well, but that's just true to style. I mean, if you're trying to imitate an imperial stout that has a little bit of an artificial flavor, this is how you would do it.
Yeah. Pecan and caramel, oats, milk sugar, hops, all the good stuff in there.
Yeah.
So this also, Omnipollo. So the reason I picked the two Omnipollos is I figured they're already so far into adjuncts and these kind of over-the-top flavors. If anybody is going to be able to create a non-alcoholic beer, it's going to be a lot of fun to try and something different.
It's going to be Omnipollo.
They have the highest possibility of quality and goodness, and they really did a great job here.
They did do a good job of imitating the original.
Yeah,
definitely.
So, yeah, Bianca, Noah, both 375-ish.
Yes,
easy. If you see one on the shelf and you're looking not to drink, but you want something that kind of tastes like the flavors, and you want something kind of like a stout that's kind of rich, but you don't want the booze. I mean, the Noah Pecan Mud is.
It's interesting enough to keep you entertained while everyone else is drinking hard liquor and beer.
And it's rich enough in the flavor profile that you can't drink it quickly. You really can only sip it. And then the Bianca is a real, I mean, you're going to pound that. That is so sweet. It's so juicy. You just will really, really enjoy that. Yeah, so this is a lot of fun. Again, non-alcoholic beers have come so far in where they started. Just like even 3 years ago, there was a lot of really, really bad stuff on the market.
Yeah.
And I feel like everything is slowly moving towards that. In fact, I went to go look at, and Tulo has their Implosion, which is their non-alcoholic ones, and they've got like 4 versions on the market.
Yeah.
With different varieties. So that's a lot of fun. So there's like, breweries are really, really exploring this more and more. And I think as the younger market isn't getting into beers, these breweries are going to be like, how can we still attract them with something on the shelves that looks interesting and like they want to buy? I will say the cans for all of these look great.
Yeah.
Very inviting to a youth market. And I see a lot of future for non-alcoholic beers.
I do too, of course.
You just want to drink them. You want the chicks.
I want to try them, but then then I'm done.
Yeah, the evolution's been a lot of fun, and I look forward to next year's January to see what we can come up with is different.
But I do think you picked a really good theme for the 1st of January.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start this year. Let's be super healthy this year.
I don't know. We didn't say anything about healthy. And we just said it's January, it's dry month. So we got to try some beers that fit that situation.
Yeah. Nice.
We're filling a niche.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's it.
Yeah, that is it. 4 beers. You're welcome.
So you can find us online at What's on Tap Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, and wherever you find podcasts, you can find What's on Tap. So until next time,
Keep drinking, you dum-dums.